Neti bottles are magical. I picked up one last week, and even though it makes me feel like I'm drowning, it made me feel so much better. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. As I said earlier, the Neti bottle has been magical. Rinsing like 3 times a day, I have been able to get a lot of this sinus gunk out. It takes me a lot of effort to convince myself to do the rinsing, just because that minute that I'm doing the rinse does not feel good. I joke that it makes me feel like I'm drowning. It really is fine. I feel it just the sloshing in my sinuses, but it has been helping a lot. I'd love to be able to keep rinsing on schedule in the office, but I can't exactly bring my Neti bottle in and try to keep it clean there. So office days have been a little annoying in the latter half, but like I said, it's been helping. As you can tell, I'm a little late doing my rinse right now, but I feel pretty good. Work stuff has been just a little bit crazy. When I go out on PTO, it seems like I'm spending a few extra hours during the week to get my coworkers up to speed on the stuff that I take care of and make sure that they can handle everything while I'm out. My boss is about to go out on a 4-week sabbatical. So we have been doing a lot of crazy stuff trying to make sure that we have everything that we need to take care of everything that she normally takes care of. So all of the sign-offs that have to happen at the end of the month, making sure everything gets loaded here, there, and everywhere, just all the crazy stuff. And then her manager, he's a VP, just we having to basically reel him in to make sure he doesn't promise anything that he shouldn't, and to make sure that he understands what we're supposed to be doing when we're supposed to do it, because he hasn't handled any of the sabbatical stuff. The last time she went out on sabbatical was 5 years ago, and that was a crazy time anyway. So it'll be fine. So we've been having those extra hours with her, and then Friday, because it was closed, I had Zoom meetings both at 7 p.m. and 8 p.m. on a Friday night. So wasn't exactly thrilled. The good news is the result of those Zoom meetings didn't incur any additional work. We found out that some of our loads weren't going when they should. So that was, I guess, a good thing, because we helped fix the system, but we didn't have to do any additional mappings into the new system that we are in the process of migrating to. So that, I think, was a plus. Percy, he is feeling much better. I am really happy to be able to say that. On Monday, his doc called and said the EKG and everything else came out good. So he has no heart problems. X-rays came out fine. Everything is looking good. She wanted to give him an arthritis shot because he had been walking a little stiff. I've been talking about that. She wanted to know exactly where and how he's stiff. So I watched him from his, I think it was a Friday appointment, throughout the weekend. And I figured out that it was like his hind legs, his hip areas. So she said arthritis shot would be probably the best bet to just get him moving. Him and Jesse, they would play all the time. So we're thinking like him just sitting into depression, just let him get stiff. So he got his shot on Monday, and he was a little bit slow the rest of Monday, a little bit slow on Tuesday. Wednesday, he started to act a little bit more like himself. Thursday, it was wonderful because he started to demand treats at bedtime. And he also, at one point, I was laying on the bed working on my home machine, just checking email and stuff. And he hopped up on my back like he normally does, or normally did in the past. So that was just wonderful to be able to see. So it's great having my kitty back. On Saturday, I did get to go to 2 of my local quilt shops. The first one, I went there to pick up my block of the month, and I found some background fabric that I want to use for a future project. Nothing else really stood out, especially for that project. Then I decided to head to another shop in the area. And when I got there, I realized that I forgot to pick up my block of the month. That was kind of funny because, I went there specifically for the block of the month. I didn't end up going back to pick up the block of the month because that just gives me an excuse to go back at a later point. I did pick up a few things at the other shop. I'll show what I picked up a little bit later. Saturday evening, I was on a live on my friend Stephanie's channel for Clue 6 of Carnival. There was a handful of us there. It was fun getting to sew everything up and just chit-chatting with everybody. I managed to get both of my clues worked on. The clues for my sister, I managed to get completely done, and here they are. This is part of Clue 2. I think it's called Clue 2A. I'm loving these fabrics. They are gorgeous. And then the other clue for her quilt, the other piece of the clue was this. That was a lot of fun to put together. And then my block, this is the first clue, and I am loving this fabric. The colors, the tones are just so gorgeous. I don't think we had that in Clue 1. And then this is the other half of the clue. So there was 2 of each of those units. So that was fun to get those put together. It was again a very quick sew. We started the live at 5 o'clock, and by 5:45, I had the first set of the clues done, and then I started pulling up mine. And again, it was about another 45 minutes later, and I had that one done. So, as I said, the Cotton Cuts Puzzle Mystery Quilts are wonderful to do. I don't know if they still have signups happening for Carnival, but their Village Green is about to wrap up. I believe we're in month 8, so we have September's month 8, October's 9, November will be when the finishing kit comes out. And then I think it's late December that they start selling for the next program that they will be doing. So if you're interested, watch out for those. And as people have learned, if it's a colorway that looks like it's going to be popular, you might want to jump in as soon as you can. Today, I also got some work on Lilacia done. I got the centerpiece all the way done, which is right here. So it was the initial center, and then I added the half square triangles on the sides and bottom. So I have this done. I just have to get the piano keyboarders done. I have them pieced. I just got to get them pressed and attached, and Lilacia will be done. I'm loving this fabric. I love the pattern. Everything came together very easily. Probably shouldn't have procrastinated doing the blocks, but sometimes life gets in the way. And when it's a 5-week mystery program like this was, and all the pieces are fairly large, it went together so nice. Stephanie has said that they are doing a Halloween quilt along. I am torn as to whether I am going to buy it because I have a few other things, and I've said that I shouldn't be buying new kits. The fabric is gorgeous. I am going to put a link down below to their Halloween quilt along, or Halloween mystery quilt, the kits and everything, so that if you're interested, please go buy one, because they are wonderful patterns. They're well written, and you get a gorgeous quilt out of it. For goals, my first plan is to get the top done for Lilacia Love. I said I have the center portion of it done, and I have all of the borders sewn. I just got to get them pressed and put together. So those are big seams, so they will go pretty quickly. I'm a little bit excited to get that done. Tomorrow is a holiday, and I am planning on coming into here and spending as much time as I can. Hopefully, we all know Riley has her demands of 3 to 9 walks a day. So somewhere between those 3 and 9 walks, I can spend in here. I have put it officially on my calendar to remind me to work on a socialites block. A lot of times when I come in here, I don't always think, and I will just stare and say, what do I want to work on? And I will find something to work on. This way, if I have something specifically told that I'm going to work on, and I am going to do that. So I'm going to figure out before I go to bed tonight which block I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out which colors I'm going to do it in. And then when I get up in the morning, I will come in here after breakfast, because breakfast is important, and get the pieces cut and start sewing in here, because just those last couple blocks are going to be fun to get done. I'm not sure what I'm going to work on next weekend. I think I'm going to be working on getting these triangles from the graduation quilts into actual units. Just because, as I said before, that's a brainless task. I don't have to think. I just have to put a bunch of pieces together that match and sew them. Well, I do have to think because last graduation quilt, I had a whole bunch of these units put together, and as soon as I sewed the first seam on all of them, I realized I sewed everything backwards. I was laughing hysterically. So I will make sure that I get these sewn correctly. But after I know that I have everything in the correct orientation, it's a brainless thing. Also, this week, I have a couple things coming in the mail. I know one of them is scheduled to arrive Tuesday. And then the other exciting thing, which is exciting for me, probably not for y'all, but I'm still sharing either way. I don't know when it's going to be arriving. I got the shipment notification on Friday, and I have been stalking the USPS tracking, and it still hasn't been scanned in with the origination scan. I've seen sometimes where it just somehow never scans through the network and magically arrives. I've seen other times where it just takes several days before it gets to the UPS network. USPS network. That's it. I'm sorry. I don't want to blame the wrong group. The USPS network. And once it gets into there, obviously it takes a couple days to get things around the country. The fact that, we can spend, I think it's now 66 cents to post a letter to the other side of the country and it get there in like 3 or 4 days. I think that's just magical. So watching stuff travel through the network is always a lot of fun. So the haul that I got this week, I know I said last week that I'm trying not to buy things unless they have an intent. This is something that was on the plan for before I made any of those decisions. So I knew that I had to make these purchases. So this is the background that I purchased. It is an off-white. I think it will go wonderfully with everything that is going to go on with that mystery project. Then I have a bunch of individual cuts. I have this medium pink. This one is the light pink, although looking at the screen, it might be coming over a little wrong shade. Trust me, this is a lighter pink. This one is going to be called darker pink, which looks very red on the screen. So I really do need to get my color correction worked on a little bit. I've got a green in here and a second green. And then I have a couple browns, which this looks gorgeous both in the camera and in person. A darker color, which I'm now looking at it in the camera, and this almost looks like a face. I think that's kind of cool, the way that you get like mystery shapes in batiks. And then a gray. There's still a couple more fabrics I need to get for it. The shop that I went to, I had a whole bunch of their batiks pulled out and laying around. And I even had a few people come in like, what are you doing? And I showed the project and they said, oh. So it's going to be fun. I'm excited for it. The rest of the fabrics I'm going to try to go pick up at a shop that is about an hour away. But because it's an hour away, I need to basically fully plan that adventure to drive up there. They have an entire, I want to call it a wall of batiks. It's not quite. I don't want to call it a wall of batiks because it is much more intense than that, just the way that everything is set up. So I'm just planning on going there. Maybe I'll do that next weekend if I have some time. probably definitely will be in October if I don't do it any sooner. While I was checking out with that shop, I saw a couple other projects that I was kind of excited about, and I picked them up. First is this one, this bench pillow. I haven't had a Halloween quilt yet, so I think that this would be good. Not that I'm probably going to have it done before this Halloween, but it would be a good start to have on my list. I bought a couple of them, a couple of other bench pillows earlier this year when I saw them. And then there's this fall bench pillow. I don't have a bench, so I don't quite know where I am going to end up putting them, but I will find a place when I get them done. So that is everything for the haul. I don't think I made any other purchases this week, but if I did and I forgot them, I'll probably try to remember to share them next week. So that is about it for today. Thank you for watching. If you want, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help to help the channel grow. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.